Various people connect in different ways with each other. When they pass away, their funeral becomes a symbol of remembrance of all their good qualities and achievements, but most importantly, of how they were able to touch other people's lives. Hence, they are a sad and painful affair for close loved ones. Everyone has their own way of showering love over the soul that has passed on, and some people tend to spend millions to pay their respects and a last parting farewell. Due to this reason, the events become so famous that people around the world check them out to know more about it. In today's video, Deluxe Life brings you the top 10 most expensive funerals in the world. Let's start with number 10. Number 10. Michael Jackson. None have ever been bigger than Michael Jackson. Although his funeral was a private affair and was attended by only his family, the service was broadcasted live around the world. The roads in LA were closed as his body traveled to the Staples Center to be laid to rest. Nearly 1 million fans gathered outside the center to pay their respects to the iconic pop star that was an inspiration for a generation of famous musicians and a top favorite of 2 whole generations. A total of $1 million was spent on his funeral. Number 9. Margaret Thatcher. Known famously as the Iron Lady, Margaret Thatcher was the Prime Minister of UK from 1979 to 1990. A much respected figure all over the world because of some of her rules and policies. She died in 2013 because of a severe heart attack. The expenses of her funeral ceremony were paid by the estate due to her position as a former prime minister. The whole expense incurred on the death of this prominent figure was almost $1.8 million. Number 8. Winston Churchill. He is also a very famous name and was once the Prime Minister of UK for 2 times in a row. He was also a very well-known writer for which he also won a Nobel Prize, which was a big and proud achievement for him. He was named as the first honorary person of USA. Winston Churchill was a strong-hearted person and firmly supported and encouraged his whole country to fight the war against Hitler. He died in 1965 and was given a very royal funeral in accordance with his achievements and stature. It was one of the world's largest gatherings on his funeral. The total expenses incurred for his funeral services were almost $4.2 million. Before we continue, remember to subscribe to Deluxe Life and click the bell icon to get regular updates on our latest uploads. Also, if you like this video, click the like button and share it with your friends. Number 7. Princess Diana. Famously known as the Princess of the People, the princess met a tragic and sudden end when she died in a car accident. The world was shocked by her sudden death, and as swiftly as she received ridicule and severe criticism, she gained fandom as well, and overnight from an often mocked princess turned into a national heroine. The funeral of Diana was held in London on September 6, 1997. The procession drew an estimated 3 million mourners who lined the streets of London to pay homage to their princess. The overall budget was said to have crossed $11.8 million. Number 6. Pope John Paul II. Religious followers are very devout. The Pope is considered the manifestation of God on earth, and so their passing away is considered as a cause of pilgrimage. Between 2 to 4 million people are estimated to have attended Pope John Paul II's funeral in Rome on April 7, 2005. That is more people than you will usually find cars on the roads of Italy's capital city. It was a great showing of the power that religion still shows in the world nowadays. An estimate of $11.9 million was spent on the holy funeral's arrangements. Number 5. Queen Mother. Queen Mother was very famous all over the world for 2 things. Firstly, because of the work she did during her reign, which also gave her the title, by which she is famously known to the masses. And secondly, because of the grace she possessed. Her dresses are still very popularly talked about to date. She died in 2002 and the funeral was given by the royal family. The press and police did not release a total amount spent on her funeral, but it was estimated that almost $12.5 million were spent on her funeral. The amount spent is estimated to be much high, but we should not forget that it was the funeral of a queen, not any ordinary person. So the budget should be fitting to the title. Number 4. John F. Kennedy. Considered as the most loved president of USA in the history and a total heartthrob, this young charismatic president met a tragic end. A victim of an attempted assassination attempt on his life, he was killed by a bullet wound aimed for him. The people of USA and the whole world were shocked and sad by his death. He was buried in the National Cemetery. The total expense incurred for his funeral was almost $13 million. His wife, kids, and 2 brothers are also buried there with him. Number 3. Kim Jong-il. Where there are people who attend funerals to pay respects to their loved ones, there are some which are forced upon them and they are left with no other choice. Such was the case in the winter of 2011, when aged 69 North Korean dictator Kim Jong-il died of a heart attack. He was given a 3-hour funeral procession led by a limousine bearing a massive painting of Kim Jong-il beaming away. Millions of North Koreans crowded onto the streets to mourn. His coffin was covered in a red flag and beautiful white flowers as it passed by soldiers who struggled to keep mourners from pouring out onto the road, or maybe they were stopping them from causing a protest. A total of $40 million was spent on the funeral of this North Korean dictator. Number 2. Ronald Reagan. Number 2 on our list is the US President Ronald Reagan. He was the president of US from 1980 to 1988, and he is historically known for having led an arms race against the Soviet Union. He died in 2004 and was given an expensive funeral, the cost of which is estimated to be $400 million. Finally, coming down to number 1, Alexander the Great. To date, the one personality who has enjoyed the reverence of millions and the most expensive funeral is the ancient Macedon king, Alexander the Great. He ruled over the largest empire in the world at the time that spread from the Ionian Sea to the Himalayas. He passed away in 323 BC and was placed in gold casket and transported in a gold carriage pulled by 60 horses. A total of a whopping $600 million was spent on his funeral arrangements. That's it, guys. So what is your opinion? Should a funeral be a simple affair or worthy of the stature of the person who has passed away? Should their achievements be celebrated in a simple manner or with all the pomp a state or a family could muster? Let us know in the comments below. If you like this video, make sure you share this with your friends and subscribe to the LUX Life and click the bell icon to get regular updates. The LUX Life. Find what calls to you.